to have a quick pause here. Well, might be a minor setting that he needs to have adjusted. All right, so once again, Tasteless has to stand up. Now, I know you're probably really excited. It's probably one of the most exciting moments of your life. You're probably clapping your hands, screaming, going like this. Don't wake Mom up. She's going to take the internet away. All right, we don't want that. Looks like they've resolved the problem, so it's time to go back to casting this game. I love making that. Oh, over here we have. And in the upper right, our Zerg player defeating White Rock. Can he defeat HuK? We're going to find out.
Starting July.
All right, head-to-head here. What is July going to do? That's the thing I'm really wondering is what's his build going to be? He has so many crazy build orders that you sort of never know what to really expect from the guy. You know he's going to be aggressive, but there's a million different ways to do that. And Artosis, I think right now the players are deciding, okay, what if this starts to get out of control? What if HuK loses? Then who do we take? But he'll be here soon. Esports, man. It's happening. It's here. It's real. GSL getting bigger with every season. Each tournament better than the one before. You know, an office space where the guy's like, every day before, or every day is worse than the day before, so whenever you see me, I'm in the worst day of my life. Well, this is the opposite of that. How about that?
Oh, tasteless. I love that quote. That's, what is that from? Like,
Office Space.
Oh. Yes, that's right. I remember that scene now. Okay. Very funny movie.
Yeah, it's actually one of the true funny movies.
That's a cult classic.
Yeah.
All right, so, July Zerg, the all-in master, the master of all-ins. I normally love him, but right now I hate him. Guys, get on Twitter, hashtag the GSL. Let's get it trending. Let's give some support to our foreigner friends. HuK is Liquid HuK on Twitter. Give him some messages. Throw Call Me Tasteless and Artosis in there as well. I am so hoping that HuK goes ahead and wins this Tasteless. We were discussing it. We're like, man, sit back and defend. Be very careful. It's July Zerg. He's going to try to kill you.
Cannot believe that last game, man. I cannot believe.
What a wild game.
Is White Raw upset at all?
I don't think White Raw gets upset, to be perfectly frank.
Oh, that's actually true. What am I saying?
Yeah, you've seen him plenty of times. He actually looked at the replay afterwards. He's like, oh, I had 19 probes to 16 drones, and he was going pure drone after that. It was a hard decision. I'm like, I know, man. It's all right. You took out MC. You're cool. Cool in my book. I think you need. And he's actually going to 4-warp gate.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. And he's mining out of both gases as well.
This is a psychological trick here because you want to know what? HuK doesn't normally 4-warp gate.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He actually 3-warp gates.
That's
and
his
July's
style.
expecting that.
Yeah, July probably knows this. You know, they've played several times on ladder, as he knows. And HuK normally likes to expand and then warp gate pressure.
But he sees it.
He does see it. And will HuK stay with it? Because from here, normally, you will cancel a gate and be like, all right, 3-gate expand.
He does. All right.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Beautiful move by HuK. Oh, God, I love it, Tasteless. HuK cancels it and throws up a Forge, obviously planning to expand. From here, July Zerg, as we see on the production tab, adding a Roach Horn and getting Zerglings. So he's actually going to be ready for defense, whereas HuK is going to be sitting out there getting Hallucination. Oh, HuK, I love you.
I love it. Hallucination, that's such a good ability.
Yeah.
When you can make a Phoenix,
yeah,
just see what they're doing, be like, oh. Just respond.
And in fact, this is going to really throw July for a loop because remember in the finals, the game that there were 4 warp gates and he made a Nexus and July Zerg's like, oh, okay, you're expanding. HuK's about to make a Nexus. And will July Zerg think, well, these two practice together all the time. They love each other. Is this the same thing? And the answer is no, it's not. But July Zerg can't possibly know that.
Well, he does see the Nexus now, so.
I think July Zerg, he is continuing to make a huge amount of units. Roaches and Zerglings both.
I like the Forge.
Yeah, getting +1 super fast.
He's going to do it, I think, a timing push.
It looks to me like actually July Zerg is going to beat him to the punch. He's making nothing but Zerglings. It looks like July Zerg is getting ready to go all in.
He needs to get that cannon up and get it up fast.
HuK's hallucination is scouting the map, seeing what's going on. Yeah, he definitely needs...
He's going to know.
He is making a cannon tasteless. A lot of Zerglings on the way. They were probably forced to cancel on that Nexus. Yeah, he in fact does cancel, throws up a second cannon. HuK throwing up 3 cannons. Beautiful decision, but here come the Roaches, here come the Lings.
Nice.
Trapping a
nice
Roach.
Trap.
Quite a few force fields for that, but that's fine because July Zerg has made a ton of attacking units. But July Zerg switching back into drones, teching up, getting more gas. Looks like he is not going to fully all in yet. There's still time. And he's going to have to cancel. He does, in fact, cancel.
You know, with those 3 Roaches, you can't just surround your building with force fields and save it like you can in other situations.
Now there's only 1 Roach, though. HuK has used up a lot of energy on these sentries, but he's looking pretty safe. And that Phoenix wants to be a Zergling. You're not a Zergling Phoenix.
You'll never fit in with them.
In fact, you're only a hallucination. You don't even exist and just starts crying.
You're actually a poser.
Poser Phoenix.
Poser Phoenix.
I think a hallucinated Phoenix is even better than a real Phoenix.
Yeah, actually, it is.
That's my opinion.
It's like free, basically.
Yeah. And he scouts that 3rd hatchery.
That's very important.
A lot of information. That is going to tell him, okay, July Zerg is ready to produce insane amounts of units if he wants. And HuK actually, very interesting, throwing up 2 more gates in his natural in really cool building positions. That's going to stop any Zergling run-bys. The Zerglings are going to have to run way by. They're going to have to get their passports stamped to get in that base tasteless.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go way out to the side. But he is going 5 gate from here. This is something HuK loves to do, 5 gate pressure. But July Zerg is getting Roach speed, getting Hydralisk range, and with 3 hatches, not taking another base. He should have enough units to stop any attack that HuK does. Hopefully HuK will make a hallucination, go up, realize that in fact July Zerg is sitting on 2 base. You never want to attack with the 5 warp gate push into a 2 base Zerg. You do not want to.
The whole point of a 5 warp gate push is to cancel or kill
the 3rd
expanding
base.
hatchery.
Yes. Because that means they're making more drones, they're going to have less units. But when they have that extra hatchery just sitting there, that means that they are going to get more and more units. July Zerg is taking the gold right now, so maybe HuK can sneak up there and get a cancel on that, but I think my heart tells me that July Zerg should have enough to hold on.
Yeah, I don't see him losing if HuK pushes.
Yeah. Hopefully HuK doesn't overcommit. That's all we have to worry about, Tasteless. It's a nice little pattern. It's like I really want to know about this center area.
He's actually going to draw a bunch of Z's in the middle of the map.
Z for Zerg.
This is Z for HuK.
HuK thinks you spell HuK with a Z. Look at that. That's a lot of centuries.
That is a lot.
Holy tamale, 10 centuries.
All right. I don't think he's going to get an immortal.
Watch out! And actually, he's got a lot of surface area on those sentries, and HuK losing a lot of sentries here. This is not good.
He can loop around to the back.
The
here.
Hydra's coming in. And, well, those Hydras...
I don't think July should be doing this, but July can't retreat against something like this because Hydras are not on creep. They're so slow.
They're
actually
slow.
like slugs.
Well, HuK, though, you know, he lost so many sentries there, Tasteless. He lost 4 sentries overall. Maybe even 5 and remade 1. And that's, of course, not good. You never want to lose your sentries early on. They're so expensive to get back. Really cut into the numbers of your other tech units.
I gotta say, I nearly had a heart attack when the Lings surrounded those sentries there.
Yeah, that was frightening.
Sorry, go ahead.
118 supply for July, 104 for HuK. July staying on Hydra Ling at the moment. You know, I think this is kind of the style he was talking about, having a new style. Going into Aspire from here, you know, kind of force your opponent into maybe heavy robotics and go into Aspire.
Here's the thing is that he took the gold.
Yeah.
And HuK is kind of being inactive.
We do have 7 mutas on the way, as well as a ton of Zerglings. These mutas are going to be pretty fearsome because HuK has no anti-air defense. In fact, he's switching to Colossus Tech right now on 5 Warp Gates, no Blink, just 1 attack upgrade for his Stalkers. This is a actually beautiful play by July. I'm pretty sure this is what he was talking about with a kind of a new style. In fact, after the Mutas, it looks like he's going into Baneling. So just some Mutas for Harass, into some Baneling, and HuK is going to have a hard time with this.
Yeah, you know what's funny about this is that this is actually a moment where it almost looks like it's a TVZ, with the exception of the Hydras, the way that the Zerg is playing. Now, you know, one thing I got to be critical about with HuK is he sort of stopped using the Scouting Phoenix as much.
Yeah.
It was like
the Mutas are coming, tasteless. And it looks like they're going to have free open season on hunting probes. Probe populations need to be cut down on this Protoss island. And the Mutalisks are given shotguns. It's a very sad story. Stalkers walking in ever so slowly. And in a blink of an eye, the Mutas are gone.
Bet it wasn't a Stalker's blink of an eye. He doesn't have that ability right now.
No, he does not. I hear Baneling's morphing and see him right there. That is a lot of Bane. Speed on the way.
July might try to bust the third base here for HuK.
Yeah, this is a pretty insane strategy. This is really good by July. I love that. That just little group of Mutas to harass the probes.
You know what's interesting is it sort of explains why July did that Baneling bust against White Rod. He probably wanted to keep the style secret for as long as possible.
Definitely a possibility. And also Scrap Station, a good map for that. Overall, you have to have a lot more buildings covering everything. And that is so many Banelings! Oh my god. More and more Banes being made. July just sitting on 3 bays. More and more harassment with these Mutas, just adding a few here and there. It's up to 10 Mutas at the moment. Has he actually lost a Muta yet?
I don't think so.
HuK kind of getting picked apart here, I have to say. 200 supply for July, 144 for HuK. And HuK's going to have to be a force field god in a moment here, Tasteless.
Yeah, I think he might actually just try to snipe the Nexus.
July's army's simply better. All the Stalkers of HuK in that main base, and he's got to force field everything. More and more force fields going up. But the Zergling count is too high. The Banelings are finding ways through, Tasteless. Uh-oh. That is a lot of Banes.
Oh my god. He actually has so many.
So many Banelings just rolling through everything. And HuK is looking kind of dead, I have to say. This is very sad for the world team. And GG.
That's that, man. I mean, HuK just got out. Excuse me. HuK just got outplayed there. Man, July Zerg's got to be feeling good about that. He's now taken out 2 players. And talk about a great moment here for the Korean team. Not a good moment for you, me, or Tosis. Unless, of course, you're Korean, you're rooting for them, but I won't judge you. Now, here's the issue is that there's really not a lot of non-Korean players left at the point where anybody can make any more mistakes. I think at this point in time, Tosis is going to have to go over, you know, some kind of game plan. All right, who do we use when? Who's going to be the one if we take out July Zerg that can then take out MVP? This is a big, important moment here. We got Jinro left. We got Demaga. There's a shot of him right there. Both those guys are very good. So we'll see. Moonglade's, of course, still around. So he'd be a good choice as well. If they want to do a Zerg versus Zerg, my bet is they probably want Moonglade to do the ZVT against MVP. So let's see here. You know, they have Jinro. He's not a bad choice. I don't know. Demaga's very, very good ZVZ, but his style is similar enough to July Zerg's that I don't know if we can really predict the outcome, but that's one possibility. We may have a commercial break coming up here in a little bit, depending on the pacing of everything here. This is a big moment. You know, Korea's starting to kind of sneak back into this, all thanks to July. July carrying more of his weight than MC is, actually. We've had some amazing games here. I don't know what the outcome's going to be. Obviously, I want the non-Korean players to advance. That would be nice. But we'll see. Of course, you know what's really funny about this is I never really thought that we were ever going to have a moment where a non-Korean team would start off with a lead against a Korean team, a heavy one, like we had yesterday. Please, guys, get on Twitter and call me Tasteless. You can add Artosis. He's Artosis. I'll be putting more and more Korean professional gamer names on Twitter, and as well as non-Korean professional gamers like these lovely gentlemen over here. And that way you can communicate with them. I know it's kind of crazy, when you watch a show like this, it's like we all here at the GSL like exist in another dimension, But, we do like hearing from you guys. So spread the word. Okay, who's it going to be? Who's the pick? Moonglade. Interesting. Moonglade having a lot of success recently at IEM. Great international tournament. By the way, guys, we have a lot of plans coming up here with MLG. So get ready for that stuff. I don't have the details yet, but I will in the future. It's time for Moonglade, the Prince of Persia Zerg. Well, not Prince of Persia 1, but Prince of Persia 2 and 3 in the other games. One where the Prince of Persia suddenly got all tattooed and got his long hair and stuff. So let's see if the Prince of Persia Zerg can take on the God of War. July Zerg already taking out 2 players here. He's had very solid results. But, stamina's an issue. Playing against different play styles. I can guarantee one thing, July Zerg's not going to get overconfident after that first game against White Rock. Whoa. All right, so can Moonglade do it? He's going to have to get his equipment set up here. Nesty could be the next pick if July is taken out. So, I am excited. I don't know exactly what kind of play style Moonglade has. A Zerg versus Zerg, but he is very solid. He's pretty clutch at LAN. And, Moonglade, interestingly enough, one of the only guys on our, from our foreign team over here that actually is from Warcraft 3. He did play some StarCraft on HuK, but a B-level Zerg player. But, most of these guys are StarCraft 1 players. StarCraft 2 is hard enough that, having the skill sets that came from StarCraft 1 make it a lot easier. The same is true for our Korean team as well. It's like in fact, I think every single one of them is actually from StarCraft 1. So, Moonglade, that says a lot. I mean, that's a lot to learn pretty quickly. And by the way, Zerg, the least like, we're going to have a 2-minute break. We're out of time. We'll be right back. I'm Tasteless, soon to be with Artosis. This is the GSL Korea versus the World.